Hi there. This is Corey M. Wood. The following is an audio version to this post. Enjoy. The one thing, the one thing you need to know is that we're one. Look, why on earth would God need to create an exact replica of himself as his son, only to find out that his son thinks less than himself, and then govern his apparent unworthiness from above only to watch his son, you and I, fumble around on some distant piece of rock, planet Earth, for lifetimes? Where? I mean, where is here? And why is here not there with God? Why do we apparently appear to live somewhere else that God is not? How can that be? So God is left to watch his son stumble around in the dark because he forgot he is the light. How does a complete replica of God ever get to a point where he becomes a body on a planet in some universe and lives and grows to think of himself as being less than who he really is for a time or two? I mean, why would that be necessary for the Son of God? His Son, remember, this is you and I as one, forgets who he really is for a time and more, and so must knock around on this rock we call home to be banged around just so we can learn life's lessons that are meant to wake us up to remember who we really are. We came from knowing who we really are as one in God to a place where we don't remember who we really are, just to be knocked around long enough to remember who we really are. Isn't that asinine? Come on now. Where's here when everything's in God? Why would an extremely powerful being put himself in jeopardy? To prove what? He already knows he's as powerful as he could be. So then it has to be asked, how does all that is become all that isn't? How? I mean, if this was a true reality for God's Son living on a planet in some unknown other place that is not with God, because God is perfection, then are we not doomed forevermore? To me, being here is more like a nightmare when all I want to be is to be myself again. The Son of God is literally playing mind games. But why? What's the purpose of anarchy? We, as one, his Son, literally had everything within him. Why the hell would we want to be less than everything? Games that children play just for fun because they can? That's what life on planet Earth is, a child's game. The Son of God has every ability and power to pretend to be something he is not for a little while. And then God steps in and says, "Son, wake up. You're not dreaming because you're always awake in me. I am you as oneness, are fully awake and conscious." And just as a side note, being fully conscious means fully awake, right? That means we cannot ever be in a state of being less than fully conscious. We, you and I as one, cannot possibly be here, living in a state of being less than fully conscious. What this means is that our thoughts of being unworthy or less than God in any way is a lie that God does not acknowledge because he does not acknowledge the game we children play in pretend. Pretend is what it is, pretend. An illusion, a fantasy, a dream. It's not our true reality. So you and I, we are not here, even though it feels like we are. We can't possibly be somewhere where we are less than who we really are. Test this for yourself if you don't believe me. Ask yourself if you have ever thought of yourself as being incapable, scared, doubtful, unworthy, judged, neglected, less than, right? The list goes on. Yeah, like duh. Of course I have. Hasn't everyone from time to time? Well, so there's your answer. If you believe you are less than who you really are, even for just a tiny moment, then you know you're in the game. You are pretending to play a game of pretend. Let's pretend to be someone who we cannot possibly be for a little while. The problem is, we got so used to playing pretend that we actually started to believe in the illusion. And that's when we began calling upon us knocks that are meant to wake us up ever so gradually. But my friend, I'm here to open up a window to a vista of truth for you to gaze upon and to feel motivated to rejoin by stepping through the window of opportunity to reclaim your power that you pretended to lay aside to dream about being something you can't possibly be. Just clearing my throat, that would be a body. God is not a body, and therefore, neither can you be. The end.